Strength rises in a person when their heart becomes convinced that God is able to bless far beyond what the mind can imagine. Hope grows quietly yet powerfully when someone begins to understand that every increase God brings carries divine purpose. And peace, deep, settling, unshakable peace fills the soul that learns to yield fully to the one who expands every step, every season, and every direction of life. My friends, there comes a sacred moment in every journey, when the soul feels a holy pull towards something wider, a moment when your spirit whispers, "It's time to stretch. It's time to rise. It's time to move into the space God prepared for me." There comes a moment when staying small no longer reflects the identity God is shaping within you. The person you are becoming begins to outgrow the limitations you once accepted. A humble prayer for blessing is not a prayer of greed, no, it is a prayer of surrender, trust, and alignment. A cry for expansion is not a cry for personal glory, it is the expression of a heart ready to walk where God leads. A desire for enlargement is not selfish ambition, it is agreement with the assignment and purpose God planted within your life before your first breath. God honors the heart that seeks Him with bold faith. God listens attentively to the one who desires growth for the right reasons. God strengthens and shapes the life that willingly submits to His timing, His preparation, and His refining hand. Imagine someone clearing a small patch of ground to prepare for a new structure. The soil shifts, stones are removed, old debris is lifted away. Space that once felt tight suddenly begins to open. The clearing process is not always comfortable, sometimes it feels messy. But it is necessary. In the same way, when God prepares you for more, things begin to shift around you and inside you. Old limits move aside, inner strength rises, fresh clarity forms. You begin to see possibilities you once ignored, you begin to sense that God is widening your steps for a greater purpose. 1 Chronicles 4:10 tells us about Jabez, a man whose beginning was marked by pain and limitation. Yet Scripture says he called on the God of Israel and prayed, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you would keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain." This single verse reveals a man who refused to let the pain of his past dictate the outcome of his future. He did not remain silent in the face of limitation. He did not settle for what his name suggested. He believed that God could shape every part of his tomorrow. Jabez prayed with courage. He asked with boldness. He trusted that the God who formed him could also transform him. And that same courage can rise in you today. You can ask God to bless you indeed with conviction, with trust, with expectancy. You can ask God to enlarge your territory with faith that He knows the right time and the right way. You can ask God to guide your steps with confidence that His hand will steady and secure your path. Seeking blessing is not wrong when your heart is surrendered. Seeking expansion is not wrong when your purpose is aligned with heaven. Seeking wider ground is not wrong when you walk by faith and not by sight. God prepares those who are willing to grow. God strengthens those who hunger for a deeper walk. God lifts those who trust Him through every shift, every stretch, every unexpected change. Your life is not meant to stay confined. Your purpose is not imprisoned by past seasons. Your calling is not determined by old battles or previous limitations. You can stand as Jabez stood with faith, with clarity, with confidence, and ask God for greater ground. My friends, this is your moment. Your moment to rise. Your moment to ask boldly. Your moment to open your heart to a blessing that aligns with the destiny God has placed within you. Today, let me speak to you about the God who blesses indeed. The God who enlarges territory. The God who shapes your entire future with divine purpose. My friends, before we go any further, stay with me until the end, because I am going to pray a powerful, atmosphere-shifting prayer over your life in the mighty name of Jesus. So open your heart, open your spirit, and prepare yourself to receive the blessing God is ready to release right now. Increase always begins on the inside long before it becomes visible on the outside. Increase begins when God sees a heart prepared for greater responsibility. When the heart matures, God strengthens your capacity to carry the challenges connected to new territory. When your thoughts align with His purpose, God reveals opportunities you could not see before. And when your spirit becomes steady, God introduces assignments that require courage, clarity, and spiritual stability. God looks deeply within before He expands anything around you. God builds your foundation before He widens the ground beneath your feet. God shapes your character before He enlarges the reach of your influence. My dear friends, readiness matters because greater territory carries greater weight. New territory demands stronger discipline and deeper focus. Greater opportunity requires sharper discernment and more mature emotions. Increase demands growth in the places that were once weak, once unstable, once unprepared. Expansion calls for a maturity that only steady hearts can carry consistently. Your heart must be stable enough to hold the blessing you are asking God for. Your spirit must be strong enough to face the resistance that comes with enlargement. Your mind must be renewed enough to recognize the things God reveals in new seasons. Isaiah 55:7 says, "Let the wicked forsake his way, and the unrighteous man his thoughts. Let him return to the Lord, and He will have mercy on him, and to our God, for He will abundantly pardon." This powerful verse reminds us that increase begins with inward shifts. It shows that readiness requires releasing thoughts that block spiritual growth. It teaches us that transformation prepares us for God's next instruction. My friends, preparation forms quietly before manifestation arrives visibly. God enlarges the life that has been internally renewed. God elevates the person who has been strengthened in the depths of their spirit. God positions the heart that has been shaped to handle greater ground without collapsing under the weight. Your inner life must develop enough to steward new blessings wisely. Your confidence must be anchored deeply enough to endure unfamiliar places. Your values must be aligned firmly enough to carry influence without drifting or losing your way. My friends, hear me clearly. God grows you before He grows your territory. God steadies you before He stretches you. God teaches you before He trusts you with more. God develops your roots before He increases your reach. Remember this: God prepares you before He positions you for divine enlargement. Readiness is proof that you will not collapse under increased responsibility. Readiness shows that you can remain faithful when the assignment intensifies. Readiness reveals that your heart can hold the blessing without pride, arrogance, or spiritual instability. Sometimes God prepares you through challenges that stretch your endurance, through seasons that demand greater patience, through situations that force deeper reliance on His voice, through moments that shake your comfort but strengthen your character. Preparation is not punishment. Preparation is not rejection. Preparation is not delay meant to discourage you. Preparation is proof, divine proof, that God sees something in you worth expanding. Preparation is the evidence that you are being shaped for something greater. Preparation is the sign that enlargement is near and that your spirit must be strengthened to carry the blessing without breaking. My friends, you are not being held back, you are being built up. You are not being delayed, you are being developed. You are not stuck, you are being shaped for greater territory. Stay steady, stay faithful, stay ready, because God is preparing you for the enlargement your spirit has already begun to sense. God is making room. God is opening doors. God is stretching your borders. Your territory is about to shift, so get ready. There are seasons in life when God is preparing you long before you ever see the reason. Preparation is heaven's way of whispering that something greater is on the horizon. Jeremiah 17:7 tells us, "Blessed is the one who trusts in the Lord, whose confidence is in Him." This verse shows us that readiness is born in the quiet places of trust, when your confidence rests not in circumstances, but in God's faithfulness. My friends, readiness forms in long stretches of obedience. It develops when you remain faithful in assignments that look small. It grows when you keep walking, Jevon, when visibility is limited and the future feels hidden. These moments are not delays, they are training. They shape your character for the territory you've been praying for. They build the resilience needed for greater responsibility. They strengthen your heart to carry heavier purpose than you ever imagined. And this truth becomes even clearer when we look at Yaler woman living in a turbulent, terrifying time. Her world trembled under conflict and fear. Uncertainty filled the land. Deborah and Barak were leading Israel through a difficult and dangerous battle for freedom, and the pressure of the moment was heavy upon the nation. But in the shadows of that crisis, God was preparing someone completely unexpected. Yael was not her soldier. She was not her leader. She held no title, no position, no public authority. She was an ordinary woman, quiet, unseen, going about her daily responsibilities, yet heaven had been shaping her heart long before her moment arrived. When the decisive hour came, Yael stood ready. Her courage did not shake. Her discernment stayed sharp. Her spirit remained steady, even when danger walked straight into her tent. My friends, her readiness revealed something we often forget. God loves to use the unlikely. He positions the overlooked. He elevates those who stay available to his purpose. He trusts the heart that remains open to him in crucial moments. When the opportunity came, Yael did not shrink back. When bold action was required, she did not hesitate. When the assignment looked far beyond her experience, she did not retreat. Her readiness became the turning point that shifted the entire outcome of the battle. Her courage helped secure a victory that blessed the people of God. Her obedience carved her place in the story of deliverance. And Yael teaches us something powerful. Readiness does not depend on status. Readiness does not require applause or influence. Readiness is not about special training or public recognition. Readiness is about the condition of your heart. It is about responding when God places responsibility before you. It is about acting with bold faith even when everything feels overwhelming. It is about trusting that God has equipped you, even when you feel unqualified. Yael became effective because she acted at the right moment. She was remembered because courage met purpose in a single, divine second. And her readiness proved that God prepares people quietly, faithfully, and thoroughly even when they don't realize it. My friends, God is preparing you the same way. Through experiences that strengthen your courage, through challenges that build spiritual muscle, through unseen moments that shape your character for greater purpose. You may not recognize the preparation right now, but when your moment comes, the readiness God built within you will rise. My friends, hear this with your whole heart. God prepares you in ways that go far deeper than anything your eyes can see. He prepares you through wisdom that shapes your decisions. He prepares you through challenges that stretch your endurance and expand your spiritual stamina. He prepares you through experiences that sharpen your discernment, mature your emotions, and strengthen your confidence in His voice. Readiness does not appear overnight. Readiness develops over time as you walk faithfully with God. Readiness forms as you learn to trust Him more deeply. Readiness becomes visible when your spirit responds with confidence, clarity, and peace even when everything around you feels unfamiliar or overwhelming. Just like Yael, your moment of elevation may arrive suddenly. Your moment of influence may appear unexpectedly. Your moment of responsibility may feel larger than your qualifications or experience. But hear me clearly, God positions hearts that are already ready. God opens doors when inner readiness reaches maturity. God aligns opportunities when your spirit can carry the assignment without collapsing under its weight. Psalm 84:11 declares, "For the Lord God is a sun and shield. The Lord will give grace and glory. No good thing will He withhold from those who walk uprightly." This verse confirms something deeply powerful. Readiness and uprightness attract divine increase. It shows that God releases blessing when character aligns with His purpose. It whispers that enlargement begins where inner strength has matured enough to carry it. My friends, God positions you for increase. When your heart is ready for more, He reveals new territory. When your spirit can handle progression, He expands your influence. When your maturity matches the weight of blessing, He enlarges your steps in ways you never imagined. Increase begins within long before it becomes visible around you. Readiness shapes the doorway that leads into your next season. God will not push you into new territory until your heart can carry the responsibility with faithfulness, humility, and stability. So let us focus on this truth. Increase requires courage to move beyond the familiar. My dear friends, every transition into greater territory begins with a step that challenges your comfort. Growth will call you away from what feels predictable. Progress will invite you into places that stretch your understanding and test your trust in God. New seasons will awaken abilities that were silent in your past season. Leaving what is familiar is often the first sign that increase is forming. Familiar ground feels safe because nothing confronts your routine. It feels peaceful because nothing demands your potential. It looks wise because nothing requires deeper faith. But familiar ground can become dangerous when God is calling you forward. It can delay blessings that require movement. It can limit development that depends on fresh stretching. It can restrict purpose that expands only when you step into the unknown with courage. My dear friends, God calls you beyond the familiar to lift your potential higher. He leads you into new territory to awaken abilities hidden beneath fear or hesitation. He guides you into broader spaces to widen your spiritual capacity. He brings you forward so your faith grows stronger than your comfort, and your courage grows bigger than your doubt. Isaiah 40:1-10 declares, "Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen Yahweh's, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is not just a promise, it is a divine guarantee. When God calls you into unfamiliar territory, He walks with you. When He stretches you, He strengthens you. When He elevates you, He upholds you. When He enlarges your purpose, He covers you with His presence. My friends, hear this deeply. You are stepping into a season where God is calling you higher. He is guiding you into spaces you once feared. He is inviting you into responsibilities you once felt unprepared for. He is positioning you where your maturity, obedience, and readiness align perfectly with His divine timing. Do not fear the unfamiliar, it is evidence that increase is near. Do not resist the stretching, it is proof that God is enlarging your capacity. Do not cling to the familiar, God is leading you into greater territory. Your moment is coming. Your readiness is rising. Your spirit is being strengthened for what's ahead. And when the door opens like Yahweh, you will not hesitate. You will not retreat. You will not shrink back. Because God has been preparing you all along. My dear friends, hear this with all the faith you can gather. Isaiah 40:1-10 reminds us, "I will strengthen you, I will help you, I will uphold you with my righteous right hand." This is not poetic language, it is God Himself declaring that every step into new territory is supported by His presence. This verse shows us clearly that increase is never walked alone and never carried without divine support. God does not call you forward and then leave you. He walks beside you, goes before you, and strengthens you from within. My friends, when God enlarges your life, you cannot remain anchored to old routines. You cannot cling to patterns that kept you comfortable, but small. You cannot stay in environments that limit your advancement or weaken your faith. You cannot hold on to habits that no longer support the person God is shaping you to become. Moving beyond the familiar requires trust in God's guidance, a deep trust, steady trust, growing trust. It calls for faith when the path looks unclear. It demands forward thinking even when your emotions feel hesitant. It challenges you to keep moving even when fear whispers, "Stay where it's safe." But hear me, God strengthens your spirit when movement becomes necessary. He equips your mind with wisdom to make timely decisions. He prepares your heart for unexpected challenges that come with greater territory. He stretches your spiritual stamina so you can stand firm even when everything around you is new and unfamiliar. New places teach you to rely on God instead of old habits. They train you to hear His voice more clearly. They shape your confidence for responsibilities connected to enlarged territory. Psalm 56:3 says, "Whenever I am afraid, I will trust in you." This verse confirms something powerful: forward motion does not require perfection. It does not require courage without trembling. It does not require strength without weakness. It requires trust in God when fear tries to rise. My dear friends, stepping into unfamiliar spaces does not happen by accident. It begins with a decision or holy decision to trust God's plan above personal hesitation. It starts when you acknowledge that staying still cannot fulfill your purpose. It deepens as you allow God to shape your response instead of letting fear dictate your steps. New environments reveal strength that comfort never activates. They uncover gifts hidden beneath years of predictability. They awaken potential that has been sleeping under the weight of routine. They prepare you for opportunities that demand stronger maturity, clearer thinking, and deeper courage. And this truth becomes even more vivid when we look at Uzziah. In his early years, Uzziah stepped into leadership during a time marked by uncertainty and transition. He faced responsibilities far larger than his experience. He stepped into a position requiring decisions he had never made before. Everything in his world felt new, heavy, and overwhelming. Yet instead of retreating, he moved beyond the limits of familiar expectations. He embraced divine guidance that shaped his early decisions with supernatural clarity. He acted with steady determination as he navigated responsibilities that could have crushed him if he relied on himself alone. Uzziah's early courage flowed from one sought God continually. He understood that unfamiliar territory requires divine direction. He depended on instruction that strengthened his confidence. He relied on God to shape decisions that determined the stability of the entire nation. And because he moved forward instead of shrinking back, progress followed him. Success became visible. Growth became undeniable. His early years proved a powerful truth: God positions those who move boldly when he speaks. My dear friends, Uzziah teaches us something urgent. Something life-shifting. Increase responds to forward decision-making. Stagnation cannot support enlargement. Fear cannot manage greater responsibility. Hesitation cannot carry the weight of expanded territory. Progress requires stepping when God says step. Advancement requires trusting God when the outcome is unknown. Growth requires movement even when emotions resist change. My friends, familiar places may feel secure, but they cannot contain your calling. Your purpose requires wider ground. Your future demands new experience. Your spiritual maturity needs challenges that awaken hidden strength and activate dormant potential. The very places you fear stepping into are often the exact places God intends to use to shape your next season of influence. The unfamiliar spaces you hesitate to enter are the same spaces where God plans to stretch your capacity. The new territory you feel unprepared for is the territory your spirit has already been trained to carry. God is calling you forward not to frighten you, but to form you. Not to overwhelm you, but to increase you. Not to expose weakness, but to reveal strength that has been maturing beneath the surface of your journey. My friends, do not remain where God is no longer working. Do not cling to what He is asking you to release. Do not fear the unfamiliar. It is the birthplace of your next level. Your assignments are growing. Your influence is stretching. Your purpose is expanding. And God Himself is upholding you every step of the way. My dear friends, hear this with your whole spirit. Walking into new territory develops resilience you never knew you possessed. It builds courage through real experience and not imagination. It strengthens faith through action, not convenience. My friends, God enlarges those who are willing to walk forward with confidence. He increases those who keep moving, even when the path feels unclear. He elevates those who choose progress over comfort, obedience over fear, and forward motion over emotional hesitation. New places carry fresh opportunities connected directly to your destiny. They introduce relationships that sharpen your calling and strengthen your purpose. They reveal gifts that remain hidden in predictable, routine environments. My dear friends, movement invites breakthrough into your life. Movement opens doors that staying still will never reveal. Movement shapes spiritual growth that comfort zones cannot produce. Movement awakens boldness that prepares you for leadership and influence. Movement trains discipline that supports long-term success and spiritual maturity. You were not created to remain in the same place forever. Your future requires steps your past could not imagine. Your calling demands ground your comfort zone cannot provide. My dear friends, God enlarges your life by stretching your environment. He leads you into places that challenge your natural instincts. He exposes you to moments that strengthen your spiritual endurance. He allows pressures that refine your focus and purify your motives. My friends, these experiences mature your heart. They sharpen your perception. They prepare you to carry blessings connected to greater responsibility. They train your spirit to remain strong under weight you could not previously bear. Movement is a sign that increase is active in your life. Movement shows God is calling you higher. Movement proves growth is forming beneath the surface. Movement reveals that new territory is opening for your purpose. Psalm 120. 1:2 says, "My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth." This verse reminds you that God supports every forward step you take. This verse confirms that help begins to flow the very moment you choose to move. My dear friends, when God expands you, He will push you past familiar boundaries. He will place you in spaces requiring maturity and deeper faith. He will guide you into opportunities designed for your advancement. He will strengthen you for tasks greater than anything you carried in previous seasons. New places become proof that God trusts your growth. They reveal that He sees readiness inside your heart. They show that He is positioning you for greater purpose, greater responsibility, and greater impact. My dear friends, familiar places cannot hold the future God has prepared for you. Familiar environments cannot contain enlarged destiny. Comfort cannot produce calling. You must move when God calls so you can grow into your divine assignment. You must accept new responsibilities to rise into greater blessing. You must embrace unfamiliar steps because increase requires courage to move beyond what is safe and predictable. And now, my friends, let us reflect deeply on this truth. Enlargement requires wisdom to handle what comes with new ground. New territory introduces responsibilities that demand thoughtful, steady, spiritually mature decision-making. Greater assignments bring layers of challenges that require discernment, emotional discipline, and clear understanding. Fresh opportunities demand balanced judgment to remain effective, focused, and spiritually grounded. Blessing expands your influence, but influence must be guided with wisdom. My friends, increase is never random. Increase arrives with expectations from God. Increase invites you into environments that must be navigated with understanding and spiritual clarity. Increase places weight on your choices and responses, because every decision becomes important when new territory opens before you. Wisdom protects what enlargement places in your hands. Wisdom helps you identify pitfalls hidden beneath success. Wisdom guards your heart from pride, distraction, and unnecessary battles. Wisdom keeps your spirit aligned with God while your influence grows around you. My dear friends, as God leads you into new ground, wisdom becomes your anchor, your shield, and your guide. Because the same God who enlarges, you will also equip you to carry everything that enlargement brings. My friends, every new season God brings you into requires more than excitement. It requires understanding. Progress strengthens your ability to judge moments calmly. It teaches you to pause before reacting, and it protects your purpose when distractions surround your life. Proverbs 3:20. 1 says, "My son, let them not depart from your eyes. Keep sound wisdom and discretion." This reminds you to hold tightly to clarity as you move forward. New ground stretches both your mind and spirit. Fresh experiences demand more awareness than past seasons ever required. Greater influence attracts pressures that were invisible before increase began. Bigger assignments open doors that require careful decisions. True enlargement must stand on a foundation stronger than emotion or momentum. Your reactions must show balance. Your priorities must align with God's voice. Your plans must reflect discipline even when circumstances feel uncertain. Experience alone cannot carry you through fresh territory. Understanding must shape your progress. Discernment must help you interpret moments accurately. Spiritual awareness must guide every step you take. Peace must govern your heart when pressure tries to cloud your thinking. My friends, Zerubbabel teaches us this truth so clearly. He stepped into leadership during a fragile season. He faced opposition trying to stop the rebuilding. He saw discouragement rising among workers. He dealt with conditions requiring more than natural strength, and yet moved with thoughtful actions, balanced decisions, and clear judgment. Zerubbabel succeeded because he valued the instruction and direction of God. He advanced because understanding guided him. He endured because fear did not govern his response. Enlargement exposes the need for insight. Rapid progress demands patience to avoid unnecessary mistakes. New authority requires humility. Greater responsibility demands clarity. In unfamiliar places, steady thinking becomes essential. Psalm 30:2-8 declares, "I will instruct you and teach you in the way you should go. I will guide you with my eye." God promises direction when responsibilities increase. Some moments require reflection before action. Some decisions demand counsel instead of hest. Some responsibilities require strategy over emotion. New places test whether you will rely on God or act on impulse. Those who grow must guard their focus. Those who rise must protect their motives. Those who expand must evaluate carefully. Blessing multiplies, and so must your understanding. Each season of enlargement demands more from your inner life. New doors bring new expectations. Wider impact brings more decisions. Higher visibility brings more pressure. Your heart must remain anchored as God expands your outer life. Understanding helps you maintain order during progress. Balanced thinking avoids conflicts. Healthy perspective protects relationships essential to your assignment. Strong awareness reveals hidden dangers. Decisions shape the future of every blessing you receive. Choices determine how long increase lasts. Thoughtful action builds stability for generations to come. God expects you to steward what He enlarges with diligence, responsibility, humility, clarity, and maturity. Discernment teaches you when to move and when to wait. It guards your purpose. It strengthens your decisions. Enlargement is sustained by paying attention to the details God places before you. New ground requires maturity. Your purpose requires careful handling. Your future requires steady choices. Your blessing requires wise stewardship. Those who embrace this truth stand firm when conditions shift. Enlargement is not just receiving more, it is walking in discipline, protecting purpose, and honoring God through every decision. When understanding deepens, progress becomes stable. When discernment grows, distractions lose power. When clarity increases, purpose becomes easier to guard. Your territory expands when you choose wisdom and walk confidently in God's leading.